Hey family, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to bring you another video. Um, I hope everyone is doing well and having a great Sunday. Um, so I thought I would talk a little bit about the importance of not judging other people. This is another one of those old lessons, I would say. Um, and it's important for us to remember. Um, you know, a lot of things happen to us, and we don't always think of those things happening for us. We think of those things happening to us. And instead of doing the thing that we know would be the right thing, sometimes we have lapses in judgment and we end up doing stuff that when we look back on it, we wouldn't have done. But for a person on the outside of the situation, a third party, um, it looks like or it feels like, well, how could this person do this? This was a bogus thing for them to do, and they're not right for what they did and all that. When we don't have all the details. So when we really get all the details, if we ever do, we ever really get the chance to look at the situation the same way that that person did, we start to understand why they made the decision that they made. And it's easy for us to judge, but it's easier. Sometimes it's difficult for us to just consider, okay, take my feelings out of it, take, the things that I was expecting this person to do and all that stuff, because expectations can be a big thing as well. Take all those expectations, your feelings and all that out of it and just focus on what is this person doing? They could be confused, they could be lost, they might not know what to do. They might be getting terrible advice. Everyone around them might be a yes man or a yes woman, always agreeing with everything that they're saying, except for, and instead of, challenging them to think critically. Often we need friends to hold us accountable, family members or whatever to hold us accountable. Sometimes we're the ones who have the moral compass and we tell other people, hey, why don't you do the right thing? Why don't you? So it just depends on who it is, but and what the situation is. But sometimes um that's what happens, that we end up judging the other person instead of being understanding. So I think one of the most understanding and compassionate things that we could do is to not judge. And I know it's not easy because, we have experience, like I said, feelings and all that. And we think, oh, why? Why do they have to do this? Or why do they have to say that? And one of the things, that this can um, make sense with is dating, let's say. Someone broke up, or it ended up not working out between us and the other person. Why? Maybe, I don't know, anything could have happened between the two of you, but instead of trying to be understanding and thinking about, well, what happened, maybe often what we think about is us, ourselves, what we lost, or what we didn't get, or how the other person didn't consider us, or whatever. When we really think about the situation long and hard, instead of being, instead of calling ourselves the victim, we say, maybe I would have made the same decision that this person did. Maybe I would have thought the same way. Maybe I would have felt the same way. Maybe, you know, it would have been the same um, for me if I'd been in that situation. You'll never know because, like I said, you don't have all the details. You don't think like that person. Maybe you're total opposites and you don't know, but it's possible that they were doing what they could with what they had. Now, I'm not going to say that anyone tries their best because maybe none of us really tries our 100% best, but we try. So we could say that person tried, and under the circumstances, maybe they just, you know, did what they could. They tried. And we have to respect that and we have to consider, like I said before, maybe this happened for us. Maybe this turned out for the best. Maybe it was a good thing. And in the end, if we just keep thinking of it as a good thing, then it turns out in our favor. It actually ends up being something good for us. So this is something that we need to consider. Instead of judging the other person, saying, well, they broke up with me, maybe consider, maybe they had a lot of stuff going on in their family, or maybe their friend group, or maybe they lost their job, or maybe they, financially weren't ready to date, or maybe they're financially not ready to take on responsibilities that could come with a relationship or whatever, you know, you moving forward and making decisions, and you got kids or you don't have kids, but you're thinking about kids. And maybe they're saying they're not financially ready to do that. And maybe they're thinking that whatever life you deserve, they can't give it to you. So they think it could be better to just leave the situation. Maybe they're not ready. Whatever it is, it wasn't right for both of you. That means it wasn't right for either of you. So just consider this next time a person makes a decision that you disagree with. Now it's a different thing if someone's hurting another person, and it's, unspeakable sometimes pain that they cause the other person. Even if it is, just consider the reason why they might have made this decision that they made. Um, and then bring compassion and understanding to the situation, and maybe you won't be so hurt or so sad or so angry or upset or whatever. And maybe you'll just be forgiving. All right, so I'm going to end the video for now. I'm going to bring another video soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, as always, I say happy lightning fast manifesting, and I'm going to talk to y'all soon. All right, love y'all. Bye for now.